Lewis and Clark Madison Buffalo Jump. The Madison Buffalo Jump State Park. Memory in the Stone is about 30 minutes east. This cliff marks a communal hunting ground and has been used for over 2,000 years. Tribes like the Crow, Shoshone, and Plains, people would coordinate drives, channeling bison across the plains and over the cliff's edge. It was a method complete with strategy, song, and ceremony. Early European explorers in North America saw bison and mistakenly called them buffalo because they resembled the buffalo species they'd seen in Africa and Asia. The name stuck, especially in folk songs like Home on the Range, but scientifically it's an inaccurate term. Some 5 years before the Lewis and Clark expedition, Sacagawea was captured near Three Forks during a buffalo hunt. Hidatsa raiders took her north to present-day North Dakota, where she lived until joining the Corps of Discovery in 1804. As you enter Madison Buffalo Jump State Park, the landscape unfolds with quiet drama. Broad grasslands stretch toward a high limestone cliff, carved by centuries of wind and memory. The trail to the pavilion is gentle but purposeful, guiding you through terrain once alive, with thunderous hooves and communal strategy. Lewis and Clark were the first to describe the prairie rattlesnake during their expedition scientifically. On June 14, 1805, near present-day Montana, Meriwether Lewis encountered and studied a rattlesnake that differed from those he'd seen in the eastern U.S. He noted its unique coloration and form, and even counted its belly scales. This detail helped later scientists classify it. Madison Buffalo Jump is a hauntingly beautiful limestone cliff in Gallatin County, Montana, where indigenous tribes once orchestrated one of the most dramatic hunting methods on the plains. A pishkun, from the Blackfoot word for bottomless pit, was a site where bison were stampeded off a cliff. At Madison, this method was used for over 2,000 years, ending around the 1700s with the arrival of horses. After noticing the rattlesnake sign, I made sure to stay on the path. Inside the pavilion, 8 interpretive placards stand like sentinels, each telling a chapter of the Buffalo Jump story. They speak of runners in disguise, drive lanes built from stone and instinct, and the sacred aftermath of the hunt. The air is still, but the land feels charged like it remembers. The hunt young men called runners wore animal skins and used speed, endurance, and strategy to lure bison toward the cliff. Logs were arranged to funnel the herd into a stampede. The fall was swift and brutal, but ensured food, shelter, and tools for entire communities. From the base, you can hike to the top of the cliff, where the view opens wide over the Madison River Valley. It's not just scenic, it's ancestral. The bones may lie buried, but the story rises with every step. When tribes acquired horses in the 18th century, it dramatically transformed buffalo hunting and led to the decline of traditional buffalo jumps. They shifted from jumps to horseback hunts. With horses, tribes no longer needed to rely on fixed locations. Hunting became more mobile and efficient, allowing tribes to pursue herds across vast plains. And mounted hunters could chase and isolate individual animals, reducing waste and increasing control. The horse enabled smaller hunting parties to succeed without the large-scale coordination jumps required. The old buffalo jumps honor both the land and the evolving lifeways of plains tribes. Imagine trying to drive an entire herd of 2,000-pound animals, running 35 miles per hour to jump off a cliff. When buffalo roamed these plains, the native people followed seasonal patterns influenced by the life cycles of plants, fish, and game. The Madison River Valley provided all of these resources. This site was specifically designed to draw people to hunt the buffalo. To see the landscape through a hunter's eyes, especially in the context of a buffalo jump or indigenous hunt, is to witness a world alive with purpose, memory, and motion. It's not just terrain, it's a living map of instinct, tradition, and survival. The hunter sees contours as strategy. He watches wind direction, sun angle, and herd behavior shape every decision. He looks for signs of life, like tracks, scat, and disturbed grass. These aren't random, they're clues. A distant dust cloud might mean movement. A sudden silence might mean danger. The land holds echoes of past hunts, successful drives, tragic missteps, sacred rituals, and a hunter may recall a grandfather's words or a tribal teaching. Watch the lead cow. She knows. The hunt is not conquest, it's communion. The hunter sees the bison not just as prey, but as a relative, a gift. The land is sacred, and every step is taken with respect. After a buffalo hunt, the real labor began. And it was the women who carried much of that weight, both literally and traditionally. Women took charge after the hunt by processing the carcass, often working in teams to skin, cut, and sort the meat. Bones were cleaned and repurposed into tools, needles, and weapons. Hides were tanned and softened using traditional methods for crafting and clothing. The women's camp duties included packing and moving camp. Women set up teepees, gathered firewood, fetched water, and cooked meals. They cared for children and elders, maintaining the rhythm of daily life. The buffalo is like going to Walmart because it provides food, clothing, shelter, tools, weapons, and utensils. The bounty of the buffalo was nothing short of miraculous, a complete ecosystem wrapped in one majestic animal. For Plains Indigenous peoples, the buffalo was not just a resource, it was a sacred provider, woven into every aspect of life. The buffalo's bounty was a sacred and spiritual gift. Every part of the buffalo was honored in song, dance, and prayer, and horns, skulls, and hides were used in rituals to connect with ancestors in the spirit world. The buffalo supported trade networks, social cohesion, and seasonal rhythms. Its abundance allowed tribes to thrive, move, and gather with purpose. Even postage stamps have honored this legacy. The 1898 Indian hunting buffalo stamp marked both the loss and the reverence of this sacred animal. Today, many tribes have restored buffalo herds, reclaiming not just the animal, but the cultural heartbeat it carried. A successful buffalo hunt, especially in the traditional Plains Indian context, was measured not just by the number of animals taken, but by the efficiency, respect, and communal benefit of the entire process. A hunt was considered successful if it yielded enough meat, hides, and bones to sustain the tribe through seasons. The goal wasn't excess, it was balance, taking what was needed without waste. A successful hunt meant nothing was wasted. Sinew became thread, bones became tools, hides became shelter. Many tribes held rituals before and after the hunt, offering thanks and honoring the bison sacrifice. A hunt that upheld these traditions was not just materially successful, it was spiritually complete. Standing at the top of the jump, you see what the hunters saw: open prairie, distant ridgelines, and the drive lanes that once funneled bison toward the edge. The cliff itself is a semicircular limestone bluff, steep and unforgiving, perfect for the final moment of the hunt. From here, the view stretches across the Madison River Valley, offering a sense of scale and silence that feels sacred. At the ground below lies the butchering area, where women and elders process the fallen bison. Archaeologists have found bone fragments, teepee rings, and remnants of ancient camps, evidence of communal life and labor. The ground is rich with memory, the crushed grass, the dust, the echoes of ceremony and gratitude. A place where you can almost hear the thunder of hooves and feel the pulse of survival etched into the land.